I've just completed the entire January transfer window, and it turns out if you replace the entire Newcastle squad pretty much, Newcastle become unstoppable. I say unstoppable, we lost one game. It was to Brentford in the Carabao Cup, and it was the away leg, which means, with the home leg being a draw, we didn't get to the final. But we did beat Brentford in the FA Cup, because of course we did. We also beat Wolves and Everton, 2-0 in Everton. We learned how to score more than one goal again, before we drew away at Arsenal. 91st minute equaliser for Arsenal, 91st. Kicking the teeth, but we'll take the point. I can't click on any other team sheets, of course, because there will be spoilers in there. So let's do the transfers. Firstly, who's left? Matt Ritchie and Jacob Murphy have both gone to Burnley. Mark Gillespie, the fourth choice goalkeeper, went to West Brom. Federico Fernandez went to Lanús for $1 million. Should say Matt Ritchie about 5, Murphy about 2.5, Mark Gillespie 700 grand. Not big money on any of these. Paul Dummett went to Brighton for $4.5 million, which I think is actually a good deal considering. Kieran Clark went to Rubin Kazan for $2.5 million, and joining them in Russia are both Emil Kraf and Javi Manquillo, who both went to Lokomotiv Moscow. Considering that we had too many right backs, the fact that Lokomotiv Moscow bought 2 of them is a bit confusing. But anyway, enjoy the pair of them. They come with a bond already. I'm sorry, I've just noticed this. Manquillo went via Sunderland. How was that allowed? I know it's a loan, but still. Considering we bought him for 4.3, selling him for 4, not bad. So obviously there's a few sales there which would have left holes if they hadn't been dealt with previously to selling those players. You knew about Barco, but here's Barco. He's valued at 31 million barest minimum here, 1.7. He was out of contract, but he was out of contract in December of 2022, so it's not we wouldn't be able to get him on a free until the summer. Similarly, I did say that Lewis Cook was in the process of being acquired. He has been acquired. £5 million, valued at 11.5. He's out to 5 or 7 months, which in fairness has helped with a... Did I forget to unregister Lewis Cook? Just realised I don't think I unregistered Lewis Cook, which would have left a space for John Joe Shelby, who I did have to unregister. Francisco Conchichao? Don't know how to pronounce the end part, someone tell me. He's on loan from Porto. We needed a left-footed player to play on that right side as backup to Almiron or in front of Almiron, depending on how these guys play over the next few bits. We do have a left-footed player coming in on a free transfer at the end of the year. This guy's just a stopgap. We could have bought the player that's coming in at the end of the year for £3 million now if we wanted to. Considering I've made the judgment to buy some players now that I could have got at the end of the year, bit 50-50. But this guy, squad player, $4 a week. Come on. And speaking of players that we could have got on a free transfer at the end of the year, I bit the bullet and got Nicolas Soulé now. £4 million up front. 1 million if you, 1 more million if you play some games. Yeah, it's not a bad deal for a 4-star defender from Bayern Munich. Out of contract in the summer, there were big teams interested in Nicolas, but they were only interested in a free deal at the end of the year. I figured about £5 million now. Let's beat them to the punch and get him in here. 6'5", he joins Tyrone Mings, who is also 6'5". We have giants at the back. Do feel sorry for Lascelles, in fairness, but Lascelles is not that good in the game. Yeah, you probably were wondering why I sold Paul Dummett. I brought in Mbabu's friend, also from Wolfsburg, Paulo Otavio. I was very close to signing Weghorst as well. And I nearly got 3 people from Wolfsburg there, but Weghorst demanded £110,000 a week and I went, no. It's worth noting, by the way, I've not breached the wage structure. My highest earner is still 90 grand. So is Mbabu, which might have been a mistake. But for £6 million up front, 1.5 if he plays 50 games. Paulo Otavio, 15s, 16 in the pace. Mentals aren't too shabby. The technicals are pretty good too. 15 tackling, 13 crossing. He's good at both ends. And most importantly of all, he was left back of decent quality who didn't mind being a squad player. This is the issue with Newcastle's squad. Everyone who wants to join you is probably an improvement and therefore probably wants to be a regular starter barest minimum. There's going to be some unhappy players probably in the middle of next year. Paulo Otavio will not be one of them because he's fine with being a squad. Arezzo's here. It cost me £500,000 up front, £500,000 if he plays 50 games. Doesn't have a work permit, it's a problem. But he's 2.5 stars now. Doesn't have a work permit, of course, like I said, but he's valued at 30 million. Even if he doesn't get a work permit, at some point we can sell him on. And lastly but not leastly, largely because Arezzo didn't get a work permit, and I really wanted to shift someone from the striking setup. Adeyemi's in, £25 million up front, 10 over time, a little bit more if he plays 50 games. Adeyemi, valued at 60 to 80 already, not bad. Can play on the right. He is left-footed, actually. He can cover that right-hand side if necessary. However, of course, he's a striker with 10 finishing. Actually, is he more of a right-sided player? Probably should have looked into that before I bought him, but never mind. Different kind of striker. Pacey, and if we can get actually round keeper on him, would actually be a genuinely good striker. Because the finishing, not fantastic. But if you get round striker on him with that pace, the dribbling obviously will probably improve over time. He's going to be something. Now then, for some reason, we're playing the 4th round of the FA Cup in February. I presume it's related to Liverpool. But what that does mean is we do have Benacer available to us now. And you can see at the top, those wins and the draw against Arsenal have brought Newcastle to 30 points and mid-table, which means the board are still disappointed, but not as disappointed. Most importantly, they are delighted that we've signed high reputation players. So, we got a wave of new people in for Manchester City and we beat them away from home. We're at home to Liverpool. And most importantly, Dahoud has been a bit of a disappointment. He might be the one dud of the transfers we've made. But like I said, Benacer is available to us now, so he will play, and he is better than everyone. I can't remember how much of this formation was here last time you were here, but this is what I'm playing now. 4-3-2-1 still, but vastly different. Basically, I won a draft. I used this formation with this preset that I tweaked, and this is the tweaked preset. So lineup against Liverpool will be Dubravka, Lewis, Mings, Sule, Mbabu, Gagliardini in the ball-winning midfielder role, Benacer and Willock alongside him. Willock still actually maintains his position in the team. Sam Maximan. Conchi Chow, I'm going to go with for now, is going to start largely because Almiron is tired and one away from a booking problem. Do need to put Otavio on the bench, I now realise, because there is no left back there. Goodbye, Hendrick. And Wilson will remain up front for the time being. Has started scoring of late, you may notice on those score sheets. So, got to give numbers to a couple of the late arrivals. Paulo Otavio can have 2 and Benacer can have 17. I'm pretty certain we signed Benacer from AC Milan and Gagliardini from Inter Milan. I hope they get along. I did nearly have one minor problem in the transfer window, and that was the fact that Cardalo effectively demanded he wanted to leave. He decided that he'd had enough time here and wanted a new challenge, and demanded that I sell him. They're not playing Firmino or Mane, but they are playing Salah. Righto. So they have weakened slightly here, Liverpool. I'm going for this. I want to get some trophies straight away, or do well in the trophies straight away. Newcastle fans have had to deal with managers fobbing off the cups year in, year out. I want to have a go at these. Particularly when we're possibly not challenging for Europe in this first year. Let's have a go for it now. When we've got the game time to do it. Lewis, charging forward. There was a good tackle, but Lewis maintains possession. Mugs off Mo Salah. Saint-Maximin. Benacer now. Inwards to Gagliardini. That was unsurprising. Out to Lewis again. They are pressing very nicely, as you'd expect from Liverpool. But Willock, we've got around them, and Mbabu on the overlap on this right-hand side has found some space. He's had some good crosses so far. Cleared, and Origi will get onto it, and it's going to be a chance for Liverpool, I suspect, in the end, after all this. Gomez out to Salah. Trent. And there's Diego Jota at the back post. Hit the post. Francesco runs it off the pitch for no explainable reason. It was already going out. But it was promising for us until we decided to cross it to Virgil van Dijk. Benacer on the free kicks, how good is he though? Mings was the target. Oh, they are playing Kelleher in goal as well. It's not Alisson. But yeah, Mings was the target there. 6'5" of him. There was a brief period of time where Mings was my second best corner taker on one side. But Francisco and Benacer are both better than him, and they're both in the team. So that duty is definitely not going to fall to Tyrone at any point soon. Callum Wilson, of all people, is the person who scored a header there. I say that of all people. I'm pretty certain he's 5'11", so he's not drastically short. But still, for a footballer, it's not exactly giant, is it? But Mbabu, again, with another cross assist. I did start Had to Ball as soon as he was available for more than 45 minutes. And then 2 games later, he was injured for a few weeks again. Which has been a blessing for Mbabu and Callum Wilson, apparently. Well, Diego Jota scored. It's an own goal, though. Let's be completely honest here. This is an own goal. I'm fairly certain Jota's shot is not on target here. We might have just scraped the far post, but it's an own goal. He's kicked it into his own net. Very efficiently as well. All right, Graham. Stop pestering me about pressing Trent. We'll do it then. Gagliardini's on a yellow. I'm concerned. Wait, what? He's got a red for pulling a player back in that area of the pitch. I'm sorry, but that's not a yellow in that situation. It's a yellow if he was in on goal. Or it would be a red if he was in on goal, but you know what I mean. That's twice he's been sent off now. Already. Have you got a problem, mate? 14 aggression. It's not... What? 15 tackling, 14 aggression. It's not like he's lunging into tackles in theory. Decent anticipation, concentration. Like, none of this suggests that he would be liable for making fouls all the time. We'll just flip Benacer to deep line defend, and that's all we can do at this point, to be honest. They played it short to Trent straight away. That's cheeky of them. literally from the free kick from the sending off, we've given away a penalty. I mean, it's a blatant penalty if you look at the animations. The text said harsh, but the animation made it look blatant. Still the first half, technically. We're 2.5 minutes into it, and Dubravka doesn't save the penalty. Goes the right way. I was a little bit wary about playing Liverpool again so soon to playing Liverpool in an episode, but I think we can say this game was worth it. We're not even at half-time yet. I'll be honest, the mood in the dressing room isn't great. Couldn't really turn it round. It's interesting that they went into the dressing room with poor and negative emotions. And Barbu's been injured now as well. And Francisco. I mean, this is going from bad to worse. I've run out of people. We worked out that Adeyemi can play out there. That's fine. Also going to have to take Barbu off for Isaac Hayden, which is great news. He's up against Jota. If this doesn't end up in another sending off, I'll be very surprised. Will demand more work? It will actually work in this situation, even though our backs are against the wall here. Should probably go cautious, in fairness. Try to hit him on a counter. So I mean, nobody's really putting a good shift here. Mings is on a 6.3. Sule is on a 6.4. I am slightly concerned that centre-backs are having a ratings issue like full-backs did last year. Gomez has scored a third. Was there a set piece that started all that? What was he doing that far up the pitch? Gomez is here, inexplicably. Is he playing right back? He might be playing right back at this moment in time. It's the only explanation I can think of for what he was doing in the box. He is, yes, okay. But I genuinely think there might be a centre-back issue with ratings because they just consistently don't get good ratings. I'm going to bring Barco on for Saint-Maximin because, well, I'd like to keep Saint-Maximin as fresh as possible for games that matter now. This match is done. Lewis has got a replacement in Octavio, who isn't really that much worse than him, but I'm going to persist with... Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm having an injury crisis in one game. It's a foot injury. Won't tell me any more than that. I have no substitutions left. Can I bring Octavio on? Jamal Lewis is furious. So am I, Jamal. I'm just going to have to play without a right back for 3 minutes. 5 minutes of injury time. Great. We've got 9 men. If they don't make it 4 here, I'll be very surprised Virgil misses. I generally don't know how they haven't scored. In these 6 minutes with 2 men advantage. Although, there's a good chance that Konate is going to run the entire length of the pitch and score himself just to rub salt into the wound. Sule, naturally, gets the header. Naby Keita, we've got the ball back. Are we going to score with 9 men? No, Robertson puts it out. It is an end-of-game highlight, I think. I thought we were going to have a counter there. You know, Adeyemi's pacey. Get the ball to Callum Wilson as soon as possible. Could have been a goal, but no. 3-1. This doesn't even show the fact that Mbabu was injured as well. I've run out of right backs. I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance, which has motivated a few people, but genuinely, will anyone ever have a worse game, luck-wise, in Football Manager this year? Aiden's out for 3 to 4 weeks. What happened? Twisted ankle as a result of a tackle. He's injured himself tackling someone else. Oh, and Barbu's only 4 days. We're okay. And Francisco's only out for a week as well, so he should be fine for the next game. It's in a week's time. Touch and go. But Mbabu will be fine. He was... Oh, another twisted... Hang on. Twisted ankle, twisted knee, both for tackling people. And obviously, Gagliardini will be out for the Leeds match. A news piece there highlighted Benitez's return to English football, which I think is a bit strong considering the fact he never played for Arsenal. But he's made a go of it since then, and welcome back to England, Ishmael. You're crucial, particularly being left-footed as well. Like, I do put more of a premium on having a left and right footer in central defence than I do in midfield, but having an actual left footer on the left side of central midfield, look at the state of that. Look at the state of that. I'll bring you back somewhere in the middle, and then somewhere at the end of that season. We'll see how it all pans out. It's a lot more flexible in terms of the games I'll bring you now. Obviously, it won't be West Ham, Watford, or Spurs and Liverpool again. Obviously, those 4 are out, but a batch of 2 in between Watford and Spurs, probably. Man U FC's there. And then the end of the season, Chelsea, Leicester, Aston Villa, Norwich. Depending on how the season's panning out, if we are knocking on the door of European football somehow, then we could do all 4. If not, it would probably just be the last 2. How far away are we? We're only 7 points away. It's not outside the realms of possibility. We're nearer to Europe than we are relegation now. Spurs are still in the bottom 3, by the way. I'll see how it feels, basically. I'll bring you back when it feels most natural to do so. There we go. There's a bit of suspense to keep you going over the weekend. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Ta-ra.